I twist, swinging back and forth. I try to lift my muzzle to the ropes, but my strength fails me. I can't reach far enough to attempt biting through the rope. I let my head fall back, letting the ropes take all my weight. It's almost relaxing, the ropes taut and gently rocking me. It's so quiet. Why does she refuse to get this over with? I don't understand her fixation on those questions. I've already told her I know nothing. Though I guess eliminating me or even winning the feather isn't as important to her as finding the answer. And the way she talked to me, it was different. She was so honest. If honest is the right word here. She seemed to genuinely treat me as an equal. That's kind of flattering, I guess. I should give up. I really can't beat her with normal means. I can't escape the trap just by myself. I guess it's time to go to the copied arena. At least I tried here. Knowing her, she'll be monitoring this area as well. If she witnesses me going to the copied arena, I wonder if she can follow me. ... 15 minutes later, according to Sid's sense of time, probably inaccurate. Sid is Goro confirmed! Ah, he's totally me. Alright, I guess she's not coming back until I do something. Time to go. I close my eyes and relax. If Xulao is watching, it must look as if I'm sleeping. Father, let me go to the copied arena. I'm so confused! What is the copied arena? Was that a thing before, or is that his cheat? Is that his cheat? I guess that's how he cheated. But he didn't have the feather before. That makes nothing make sense anymore. I'm so massively confused. Chat, help me. Help me! Ah, what's happening? I don't understand anything anymore. When I open my eyes, I'm in the air, but the ropes that snared and hung me are gone. Nice. I take my pendant out from its hiding place and snap it open. The feather sits there, shimmering, as if smiling in its own way at me. You're so reliable as always. Thanks for letting me harness your power. Time to spy on this trapper. I hum a tune without care, strolling around the monochrome building. I do a tour of my shopping center floors. Nothing there. Next, a leisurely walk through the trapper's office space floors. No sign of her. I'm surprised that she's not in this area. Surely she'd have noticed that I'm gone. Was she really not monitoring if I escape? I'm certain that my physical body is gone from the arena whenever I enter the copied arena, because that's a thing now after 6 hours into the game. At least from my prior experience with the copied arena, it was so. If I were here, what would I be doing now? There are a lot of other floors to check. Check the outside. Check the tourist floor inside. I don't know. I guess this is what's gonna happen in the end. I climb the stairs to the outdoor observatory. It's an observatory that lacks all the safeguards the tourist one has. For good reason, it's not open to the public. Here, one is at the mercy of the whirling elements and of course the possibility of plummeting to death. Once up the stairs, I feel the wind whipping around me, grey clouds framing the pure white sun. I trot a bit further around the perimeter and there I spot the trapper. That place, it's exactly where she trapped me, there's no doubt. A chill runs down my body. Now that I know where to look, I see that she has the same trap set up. Atop one of the overhead beams she laid ropes that would drop and ensnare a dog passing below. Due to the open walkway, it isn't activated by a tripwire, but rather a wire that is run further out and is manually pulled to trigger the trap. On that day, we had been walking almost side by side when she had suddenly reached out, pulled, and the next thing I knew, I was hung over on the ledge. The trapper is still, with a small smile that seems to carry many mixed emotions. Is she waiting for me with this? She shouldn't know I won't fall for it again, though. Right now, it's a perfect chance for me to leave the copied arena and eliminate her. I creep behind her, positioning myself carefully so that she cannot see where I emerge. I can't risk her noticing me before I can land the blow. It would be even worse if she sees me fleeing back to the copied arena if I fail. Alright, Feather, let me... The trapper suddenly turns. Can she see me? But she reaches out and pulls the wire. What? Is she killing herself? What the actual fuck? Before my thoughts can process what I'm witnessing, she's whisked up by the ropes that had dropped and snared her limbs. She dangles off the overhead beam, nothing between her and the ground, from a dizzying height. Despite this, she looks so calm. Like a freaking psychopath! What the fish sticks is she doing? I edge cautiously towards the ledge and peer over. The trapper just hangs there, the rough winds knocking her into the side of the building. The memory of the reverse situation comes back in full force, drowning out all of my other thoughts. Now she's trying to get behind your secret. You're losing it. You have to get it together. Promise me. I promise, please! I'll do anything, just please, please! I was sobbing. What the fuck? I shake my head furiously as if that could chase the memories away. You're here, Sid, not in the past, come back. Breathe in, breathe out. I refocus on the trapper. She closes her eyes as if sleeping. She's basically immobile. I could try to eliminate her, but it's not safe for me to exit the copied arena from over the ledge. I have to figure out a way to get her back onto solid ground on the observatory deck. I'll try to lure her up by telling her I was lying before and that I'm ready to tell her the answers to what she seeks. I take a few steps back as to be out of sight when I emerge. Feather, let me return to the arena. With the simple thought, the color returns to the world. Now I'm in the real version, where I can interact with the trapper again. I stand still for some moments. The idea was to speak to the trapper to lure her up, but my mind is suddenly a blank. Oh yes, let me hydrate. Thank you very much. Yeah. We're already 1 hour in. This game is never gonna end. I'm ending it tonight, no matter how long it takes. Suddenly a blank. Maybe I'll go up to the ledge for dramatic effect. She'll be able to see me. I'll stand on tiptoe. I'll ask her, what are you doing, to start the conversation. It'll be suspicious. If I just open with, come up here, I'll give you all the answers now. She'll probably respond with something I wouldn't understand the first time. I'll ask clarifying question. What do you mean? Sid, how long are you going to hide there for? Did I just make the weird sound out loud? I guess I can't pretend not to be here. How does she always know when someone's there? Did she get hearing enhancement surgery? Okay, are her family genes not developed by technology, so her instincts are as good as our ancient ancestor dogs? Anyway, I brush away the silly ideas and step up to the ledge. She's dangling there, no tricks it seems. Though I hope that she doesn't have some trick to pull over the ledge. According to my plan, I'll start the conversation innocently. Hi, Chula. What are you doing? Why are you like, you know, turned upside down on like, what the fuck is going on? What does it look like I'm doing? I'm sure you haven't forgotten this scene. Of course I haven't. Except our roles were the other way around. To put things simple, I want to understand how my judgment went wrong and where it went wrong. You think you can do this by role-playing my experiences? This is what I'm hoping for, yes. I can't contain myself anymore, like what the fuck? I don't mean to sound dismissive, but what the fuck is the point of this? Your rankings are finalized. Arena 12 is over and this scenario will never happen again. Stop playing clueless. I know you understand what it is I want. Maybe it's closure. I underestimated you because I was so sure of my own judgment. I wasn't open to the fact you could be a late bloomer and that we would actually be equal. You could save me the trouble if you just answer me straight. How did you escape my detection the whole time when it was just us two left in the arena? If you truly see me as an equal, you understand I prefer to keep some secrets for my own reasons. I don't want you to use them against me to eliminate me this time around. What if I tell you the reason I re-challenged you was not for the feather? I gulp at the mention of the feather. She noticed, from the way her eyes flicker back and forth, and she arches an eyebrow. It's the truth. Did you know that I work at the RI now? I hold one of the largest slices of reality on the island. Do you even know why the feather exists as a prize for the final winner of the arenas? As part of the ARI and being exposed to its inner workings, I learned why. Trust me when I say, I don't want the feather. It's almost a comical situation. The way that she calmly delivers this new and valuable information while hanging off a 100-story building and being buffeted by the wind gives me an unexpected insight into her, psychosis, character, whatever, psychopath, psychodog. How about I pull you back up here and we can talk about this some more? I give you your answer and you let me eliminate you. Don't you want to hear more about the IRI? It does intrigue me, the reason that the feather exists. It's not like I plan to be involved with the II or the island for any longer after I find my brother. But the feather is still a part of my identity. The trapper's information might give me more understanding about what I could do with it. Sure, you can tell me more about it. I want to change the terms of the deal, though. You can eliminate me, but I'm not going to just let you do it without resistance. She probably thinks I still don't have full confidence in my ability to eliminate her. Though my plan all along was to lure her back onto solid ground so I can use the copied arena to catch her off guard. Okay, my account of how I won the past arena for information about the purpose and meaning of the feather. No one is trying to eliminate anyone until the conversation is finished, but after that, everything is fair game. Deal. Now, help me get up there. You don't have a way to get back up? What if I hadn't come up here? Would you just have waited until I did? The trapper shrugs. Marking an exasperated face at her, I tug on the ropes and she braces her legs on the walls and pushes herself up, little by little. Thanks. No problem. She does seem to be treating me much more like an equal. I guess losing did wonders for her ego? You go first. Well, is there any part you want to hear about first? The part I'm most curious about is what happened after that day I let you take off to mope. Right, that makes sense. Well, it was a difficult time. You just gave me a harsh verbal beating, and I was mentally broken from the arena, to be quite honest. I flourish a... What the fuck was that? I flourish a paw for dramatic effect, grinning. The trapper doesn't smile. Gee, at least a tray. You had me dangled over the ledge, and I was terrified. Just now, when you hung yourself over the ledge, did anything come to mind? Look at her expectantly. Nothing? Anything like life is futile, fragile? I can't say I had those thoughts from being over the ledge, no. It's common sense that in arenas we are virtually immortal, so my thoughts were nothing near the issue of mortality. Stupid dog. Okay, but in my case, it was caused by being at the mercy of another dog. I believe that my survival was completely in your paws. Have you ever experienced that before? I can't recall ever being utterly at the mercy of another dog. If that was the key, that means my emulation of your perspective didn't yield the results that I was hoping for. Right, well, it was the first time I experienced that. It shattered me. When I got my mind back in functioning order, it felt like I had tried to melt together all the shards, but what came out wasn't exactly the same as before. Not sure if that makes any sense. Somewhat. You're saying your mind broke, and even after it was mostly healed, it was still kind of broken. That's a very blunt way of putting it, but something like that. At the time, my thoughts became so dark and twisted that I just wanted to give up. I didn't care anymore. All the years I had spent fighting in the arenas, wanting to emerge with the highest ranking I could possibly get. All of that I was ready to throw away. Luckily, it was a fleeting thought caused by those moments of despair. But I realized that I should stop caring about the arenas. Not in the way that my despair might have thought, which was to give up. But as I regained some of my senses, what if I could just break the arena? Break the arena? The trapper had been listening to me quietly, but I heard her softly repeat those words. I paused, in case she wanted to clarify anything, but she's silent again, so I continue. Namely, I was thinking exactly of that rule, that supposedly we are immortal in the arenas. What if I eliminate myself? As you were also curious about, I was blamed for killing a dog in real life, but all I did was eliminate him in the arena. Actually, that's a lie. I didn't aim for his pendant, did I? The trapper shrugs. When I met you for the first time in Arena 12, I had long known you were that dog, which is why I asked you about it. But you never gave answers to that either. But after joining the area, it turned out it was quite an interesting case. The area had investigated, and I was able to access all of the internal documents. The AI's official explanation was that the deceased had latent health problems, and the life support hardware had a brief malfunction at exactly the wrong time. This case was closed, even though the AI never found any malfunction in life support hardware. That stuff is designed to slow down your metabolism so much that even if you had some severe physical injury, you could still go through an arena that lasts a month. I'm not surprised the case was investigated. It would be a fundamental flaw if there are arenas if you could use it as a means to kill dogs in real life. Is that what you're getting at? Had that been your intention? To truly kill him? To be honest, I tell myself I don't know. But at that moment, I really did wish him dead. I've replayed that moment many times in my mind. I'm sure every dog has thoughts like that, wishing harm to another in fleeting moments of anger. But could that have caused his death? Anyway, that is what I was wondering after I was hung over the ledge. What if I could just stop following the rules of the arena? Inspired by the death in Arena 9 that I was blamed for, I wondered if I could actually eliminate myself, even if official rules says it's impossible to, or even kill myself. So I came back up here and just jumped. And I broke the arena. What is that supposed to mean? Clearly you didn't die in the real world, so did you eliminate yourself? But how could you have eliminated me? Yeah, it turned out both my guesses of what the outcome would be of jumping off were wrong. If my understanding is correct, the arenas are programmed so that we cannot eliminate ourselves by destroying our pendants. Yes, that's right. We continuously test that out and it's never failed. If your pendant was shattered by your own paws, you would not disappear from the arena world. The next dog to just touch your pendant will be technically listed as a dog that eliminates you. True, upon impact with the ground from such a height, my pendant was completely crushed. But I didn't disappear. I guess I didn't even need to jump and suffer such a painful experience. So what I used to win is this other version of the arena I was able to break into, though I am not sure how I triggered it. Other version of arena? In my head I call it the copied arena, but I have this weird feeling that I shouldn't tell her the exact phrase. Names of power, especially since I use that term with the father. I'll try to describe it, but while giving as few clues on how to replicate it as possible. It feels like another dimension that participants aren't supposed to be able to enter. Like another layer. When I'm there, you can't see me, but I can see you. Another layer of the arena. My guess is that it's perhaps a testing layer that the AI uses to program the rules of the arena, and somehow I managed to break in. Does such a thing exist? To my knowledge, no. That is impossible. The trapper falls silent as if turning over the possibilities in her head. As I wait for her to speak, the wind picks up. That means you could come and go into the world as you pleased somehow, because you must have come back to the layout when you eliminated me. Sharp as ever, I was just getting to that. But on an unrelated note, it's kind of funny sitting here talking to you about all of this. I agree, this is actually not what I was expecting to learn though. Anyhow, I'm back. I'm able to come back and forth to this other layer, which made it the ideal for me to observe you and position myself, while staying completely invisible of you. And you said you have no idea how exactly you triggered this? Well, my original hypothesis was that jumping and crushing my own pendant was the catalyst to send me to the other layer. But after winning, I changed my mind. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Obviously, our Arena 12 occurred before I won the feather. But with the feather, I learned that its power could be used to peel back like... I'm giving up! I'm giving up to understand anything! I learned that its power could be used to peel back layers in reality, even to other worlds. This dog is so weird. I know, all of this is weird. So what if there is some remnant of the feather's power that can be accessed in arenas without formally obtaining it via top ranking? This is the Matrix and so does Neo. Yes. That's the best guess I have. That does seem No! No! It ties in with the Aries' purpose of awarding the feather. She trails off, but I get the feeling she's trying to gather her thoughts to say something important. Okay. Since it's part of the conditions you set, I'll tell you the purpose of the feather. I think you'll understand that. Sure. I'll give you some background around the Allocated Reality Institute. I imagine you already know some of the ARI's history, but its eternal workings will be new to you. The ARI is the highest authority on the island. We facilitate arenas, whose purpose is to determine a Shiba Inu's ranking on the island. It is mandatory for all dogs to participate. The purpose of the ranking is, in turn, to separate the good dogs from the bad dogs. Good dogs will have a better allocation of reality. Bad dogs will be allocated the opposite to make them even more bad. Although it's ironic that we say we allocate the reality, because each dog is actually the one responsible for the allocation of their own share of reality. What the fuck is my brain? My brain can't take this. What is this? But as you can imagine, there might be dogs that do not like this method of allocation. So the ARI added a safeguard. The feather of reality. Well, in fact, the feather was an artifact of Shiba Inu's. I'm rubbing my eyes right now, like I don't know what's going on. Sorry. Yeah. Intense blinking. In fact, the feather was an artifact of Shiba Inu's. The feather holds the power to alter reality directly. In the days of the ancient Shiba Inus, a group of elite Shibas used the feather to create a virtual world in which dogs competed. These competitions were used to determine which Shiba Inus were of suitable caliber to become new members of the elite group. As centuries passed, the group became more structured and would eventually become the Allocated Reality Institute as we know it. As technology advanced, the AI developed software to take the place of the feather's virtual worlds. That's how the arenas came about. But since the software to facilitate arenas was based on the past virtual realities created by the feather, it could be that there are some feather-like features that should have been removed, but were not. We analyzed the data collected on every single arena. There have only been 2 known anomalies for the last 50 years. The Arena 9 instance where the dog died, and the Arena 12 instance with you and I, both of which you were involved in. Hi Saps! How you doing? I am losing my last brain cell. I don't understand what this game is about anymore. You doing good? Fine. I love hearing that. Which brings us to the purpose of the feather. The ARI conducts stress testing on all aspects of the arena software. 2 centuries ago, when the emulation software was just being developed, the leader of the ARI always won the playtest rounds, no matter what. In official records, the AI just concluded that this meant the leader fully and truly deserved the title and power to lead the ARI. Makes sense. But the other members actually suspected something more. They suspected that the leader was able to cheat the software, but didn't report it. No harm was ever caused. Subsequent testing without the AI leader worked fully as designed. However, just in case, the AI wanted something to guarantee fairness of the arena software. If there really existed a loophole in the widely distributed arenas, it would become a problem for future generations. Oof, I think I lost mine already because I got on a VTuber's bad side for a stream I watched from them. What? No, what did you do? I'm sure it's not that bad. We VTubers, we're gentle beings. So, after they developed a stable version of the arena software, they used the feather of reality itself as a safeguard against the possibility that any dog could break the arenas. Of course, I was clueless to all of this, just like you when I was a participant. So you're saying I could be that dog? Like that past AI leader? Okay, yeah, I understand how that could be bad. Perhaps your involvement in the two strange arenas gave the AI enough reason to keep an eye on you. Well, I'm sure if you like nicely apologize, it'll be fine. It happens. Yeah, now that I've admitted to you I've been accessing a part of the arena that isn't supposed to be accessed to, aren't you going to rat me out to the AI as a cheater? Well, no, that's not the point. Imagine the buzz on the island when our newly anointed Bureau of the Feather just up and left the island. That was right after I joined the AI, since I had completed all my arenas, finalizing my rank at 98. However, compared to the general populace on the island, dogs within the AI seemed unsurprised, almost like your departure was to be expected. You're half German and you were learning about the history? Like in history class? Well, that's pretty normal. So they would prefer the dogs like me to be gone and not cause trouble from the AI? That's right. And the social order made by the arena rankings would never be broken? If they had a mechanism to get rid of dogs that could cause the problems, there would be no problems. The trap and knots. When you were describing your thought process behind jumping from the top of the building, it actually made me realize something. It made me realize how clever the AI was in designing this. I would be one of the dogs of higher caliber the AI are looking for as members. However, I would never think about breaking the rules of the arena, not for a second. I perfectly fit the mold of a dog that will carry out the orders of the AI without question, yet being an incredibly powerful good dog. You, on the other side, didn't hesitate to try breaking the arena. You just wanted to continue. You didn't care much for the authority of the AI, the structure of the arena. You're the type that could cause trouble for the AI if you had joined it. It's genius. Well, that's a lot of self-awareness. Well, I'm a top-ranked dog after all. I'm smart enough to realize these things. But I'm a good dog. I will never tell anyone, another living being, these thoughts apart from you, because you're special. I will never act out against it. I will never speak out against it. I'm comfortable as a member of the AI. In a way, I'm a bit envious of you. But I'm not like you. I could not handle the power of the feather. So now that you know the RI's purpose of the feather, do you have any new ideas on how you access the other layer? I'm still not sure how exactly I found it. It seems like they was prepared for the possibility, but why me? How about this? I want you to enter this other layer in front of me. Are you thinking of replicating it? Yes? Well, not for myself, to be frank. I just want to see if there's something I could report to further prevent this. I wasn't prepared to demonstrate it to her. What if she's able to gain access to the covered arena just by watching me do it? But she seems genuine, especially after all that she told me. Gah, but if she is able to replicate it, Who's to say what the outcome of this arena will be? Can I just have a couple of moments to prepare? Oh, I didn't realize it was something you need to prepare for. Go ahead, I'll uphold our terms and not attack you in the meantime. To prove her point, she takes some steps backward, closer against the ledge wall. Doc darn it, Sid, what to do now? Think about it, well, it's no law. That wasn't part of the bargain. I promised my account of how I won the past arena, so I technically didn't promise to demonstrate it. I can't just enter the copied arena pretending it's to show her. Then I'll just eliminate her. Good choice, thank you, thank you. Thank you, chat. If she gives me any grief after the arena ends, I'll just say that I technically upheld my end of the bargain. Think about it some more? Fuck it! Think about it some more! I've half a mind to argue that demonstrating this whole process isn't part of the bargain. But there is no harm in showing her as a gesture of goodwill, right? She could try to replicate my actions, but if she could access the copied arena 10 years ago, I doubt she could do it now. Though she's also now worked for the AI, so maybe she has gained more insight. Maybe she could replicate it. Think about it some more! There's also the issue of what she said. I feel like the explanation about the feather being a safeguard is kind of sinister. God, I wish I had more time to think this through. Does it mean every time I use the feather I'm doing exactly what the AI wants? Including leaving the island? I already feel dirty every time I use it. What if there's a limit of times I can use it? From what she said about the AI's investigations into my arenas, it's highly likely they're still keeping an eye on me. God, there is no freedom. I will never gain freedom. Okay. I don't know, I cannot, I'm sorry. This wasn't part of the bargain. Oh. Oh no. Okay, this is the same thing. I think we're done. Oh fuck! Now I have to actually pick something. Refuse to enter the copied arena. I don't want the AI coming after me. Demonstrate how to enter the copied arena as a sign of goodwill. Enter the copied arena and eliminate her without further explanations. Fuck. Okay. This sounds absolutely evil. This sounds logical, but what's gonna happen after? This could be the good path. You know? But she is working for the arena. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm at a loss here. I'm not sure what to do. I kinda wanna go with the middle one. Infinity, what do you think? You've been my man along this ride all the time. I value your opinion on this. You know the struggle of this. Middle one? Why do we think so much alike? Huh? Why is that? Why is that? And she's a good dog. She will follow the rules. Arai never harmed you. Okay, let's go. You better wish that you didn't screw us right now. Oh my god, do you hear the music? That immediate music change? I'm not sure that was good. Alright, I'll tell you how I enter the other layer. I raise my voice since we are still far apart. I'm listening. The trapper doesn't move, which is fine by me. She's indicating that she's not going to attack. Close your eyes and think. Think these words. Take me to the copied arena. And with that, I'm in the copied arena. She stares blankly at me. Rather, she stares into the space where I was since I haven't moved. Just to make sure, I walk towards her, stopping when I'm just a pause reach away. She doesn't move, her gaze still fixed on where I was. Just like that? She closes her eyes. I can't do it. No surprise, huh? To my surprise then, she reaches in her shirt and takes out her pendant. It swings loose from her neck on a chain. Go ahead now, I've got my answer. Why do you dogs have to be so dramatic? But sure, if she's offering, I have no qualms about eliminating her now. Welcome back! Welcome back! We're eliminating the trapper right now. What I miss? Infinity, can you recap? I don't know. I don't know, Fire. I don't know, care about a lot. And with that, I jump back to the real arena, swiping the trapper's pendant squarely, making sure to blink back into the copied arena right away. Bam! The witch is dead. Congratulations. Gah! This is so embarrassing. I feel like I just drooled all over while I was passed out. Feeling slowly... Can we get a Shiba? Oscar needs a friend. Of course we can get a Shiba! Maybe we can wait a bit till I don't have PTSD from this game anymore, but I'm in. Of course we can get a Shiba. Feeling slowly returns to my limbs as I move my paws and stretch my legs before pushing myself upright. Losing my balance, I collapse on myself, but with a second attempt, I lean onto the wall in a more dignified position. Maybe we can get a Shiva that's not so psycho, but is trying to kill everyone for freedom. How is it that re-challengers are always the ones that wake up faster? Okay, oh, we got a recap right there. The Eri is the ancestor of a tribal magic cult. The feather is a magic artifact. And Sid is some kind of Neo in the Matrix, breaking the rules of the world. This is perfect. I love it. I get my bearings. I'm in what looks like a library. Okay, what the fuck is this game? The trapper, or should I say, Shula. And she's not. And someone told me some dogs have the name of Mortal Kombat characters. I don't know. I can't confirm, but someone told me yesterday in chat, which I kind of found funny because it makes sense, I guess. Ayo. Yeah. Oh, I don't remember them. Les, hey, how you been, sweetheart? Oh my god, this is the best game ever. Stop trashing it. Xula, she's no longer the terrifying trapper to me, looks impassively at me. Where is this? Here in my office. I might be too late for an apology, but I had you brought here because it was more convenient. She basically kidnapped me! What the fuck?